All right, so before I begin this video, I want to give a huge shout out to No Name Race Cars for supplying me with that aluminum block. That is absolutely badass, means the world to me. And I already got it up to the machine shop, ready to be cleaned up and ready to go, but you'll see that in this video. And then I wanted to give another big shout out to Janderson Heads. He is gonna work them 243s for me, and they should be absolutely amazing. So we're gonna look to pick up some serious flow on this thing and get this motor huffing some air without having to work so hard at it. So I'm hoping for some awesome results. I can't wait to see what they look like. You guys go check him out and go check out John Kelly at No Name Race Cars. Give them guys a follow and show them a little bit of love. Big shout out to them. I really appreciate it, guys. But let's get started with the video. What's up, y'all? We're back. Just want to give a big, huge shout out to No Name Race Cars. John Kelly over there hooked me up with this motor. It is an aluminum 5.3. It has already been in a race car and it's already hauled ass. I'm not going to say what, but you can probably figure it out. But hell yeah. So that's a huge score for us. Like I said, I like the aluminum block because it's light. The car's already way too heavy, so this will keep us on the good side of the weight anyway. So he gave this thing to me pretty much all ready to go, but I'm going to just be anal like I always am and take it apart and clean it all up and get everything mint condition, because hopefully this is our motor all year. And then if I somehow score a built motor, I will give this back to him. So that's the plan for this. But Justin and I took that destroyed motor off the engine stand, and this will collect dust in my yard until somebody decides they want to sleeve it. And we're gonna take this one apart today, get all the guts out of it. This is the cam that was ran in it. We don't know what it is, but we'll figure that out at some point. And hopefully this one's ready to go to the machine shop, and then we can take the one that is in the car out and probably do nothing with it until I get all the parts to put this one back together, and then I'll just revamp that one for a little backup motor. So that's the plan for today, but let's get to it. Well, this one is down to nothing, and it's definitely a good thing we took it apart, because these bearings are definitely in worse shape than the ones that were in the other motor. So we'll go through it, clean it all up, everything will be good. Yeah, you can see some good scoring there. I'll have that crank checked, I'll have that other crank checked, and I assume both of them will be fine, just need a little polishing. But this motor looks like she's ready for some abuse once it gets all good and cleaned up. Fresh bearings. I like a lot of oil pressure, so definitely the smart move here. But this one, I'm going to probably pull all the plugs out of it and probably throw it in the back of my car and get ready to take it to the machine shop, along with both of them cranks and a whole bunch of other stuff. So we're moving along. We'll be running probably in a few months. All right, so now we're at the point, 13 hours in Florida, of putting this motor in here. And it's getting removed immediately, mainly just because it's not ready to handle the abuse that it's going to get put through. So, and that little sleep, all that work, there was bound to be some messed up shit in there. So we'll take it all apart, and it'll just kind of get pushed in the corner for now until I get the other motor back, and then we can just do a rebuild on this one with some new rings and shit, and we'll have a killer backup motor. Anyone want to trade me 243 heads for 799 heads? That'd be awesome. These are 243s. I don't think they'll work very good on this combination. So if anybody's interested, I am willing to do that. Come with no valve springs, so you have to supply them on your own. But yeah, just let me know. Shoot me a message on Facebook, Instagram, or comment below. Yep, so we're gonna get to start on removing this guy, and I'm gonna go through this engine bay and clean it up because it's got oil and shit everywhere, all over it. So let's get to it.
inspired by thirst, I'm inspired by worth. I desire your worst, so you can just hide while I work. I ain't tired, you first. I'll write a second, third verse about the lies you go disperse. You never did shit, I know it hurts. Something deep inside won't let me quit. I swear that I'm inspired by all this shit. Tell me that I can't and I won't. That's what guides me the most. Fuck your lies, I'll do what I want. The gas in the back of the set, never leave. She's so bad that the chick made the black. The gas in the back of the set, never leave. She's so bad that the chick made the black. The gas in the back of the set, never leave. She's so bad that the chick made the black. The gas in the back of the set, never leave. She's so bad that the chick made the black.
Well, that's it. In about an hour, this iron block is coming out. And it's a good thing it did, because just us being so tired, and there was a lot of laziness done with this install. So all will be good in the hood now. Everything will be double, triple checked. Take our time in our own shop with our own tools. So life is good. Well, so we just went and had some stellar lunch at the old R Bar in Randolph, and now we're taking apart the iron block that we were going to attempt to do Sick Week with. Which, if it all would have worked out, it probably would have been okay, but this thing is pretty dirty. Dirtier than for my liking. I mean, just looking at in the valley here, and it's just all covered, and you can already see bits of goo down on the cam, and I don't like that cam a lot, so I don't really want to ruin it. But yeah, we're just going to take it apart and keep this guy for a backup. I'll clean it up, get it all so it's at least ready to see a whole bunch of abuse if the time comes where it's needed, but it would have got us through Sick Week probably if we could have got it going, if we went to ran into a bunch of issues. So, which, as we were taking it apart, there was a ton of issues. Not really much that we did, I guess, but not perfect scenarios, that's for sure. So we're going to go ahead and get this thing apart and push it in the corner until all my parts come in. So we got the heads off of this thing and we were checking things out, and look what the head gasket deposited into the cylinders. So definitely a good idea that, not a good idea, but it was a good thing this didn't work out, because that is an oil ring out of the other motor. So that would have ruined this one pretty quickly. So definitely a good deal that time failed us, because we probably would have wrecked this motor pretty quick and then super disappointed. So life goes on, but it's pretty much apart now. All right, y'all, it's been a couple days. So pretty much after we got the heads off of the iron block, we called her quits for the night. I needed a balancer tool to pull the balancer off, which I just got. Here's the balancer right there. And then here is the tool. So this guy comes from O'Reilly's. It is the Chrysler one. That is the key to doing this. It's got the hooks, it's very small, and it clips right on the inside of your factory balancer, right on those little flats there on the inside. You can see the big one there, and one there. That is how you do that. And I guess for doing balancers, my biggest tip, I have a broken crank bolt and a crank, or a broken balancer bolt and a crank over there on the floor. But I usually always use a new one, or at least make sure that the bolt is in good shape when you put it in there, like no stretch threads. And they do have a torque spec on them, and it is ridiculously tight. And I tried that one time, and that's how that bolt broke, and it wasn't a new bolt. So I just run them in with an impact, never had an issue. hopefully never do, but that seems to be the best way I've found anyway. Yeah, it's really pretty simple. It's kind of scary, but and then the best way to take them out is I took a 1/2-inch bolt, like a 4-inch long one, with a shit pile of washers, and then just drive her right on home with an impact. And this tool works pretty dang slick. You can rent it from O'Reilly's, and they sell a whole bunch of them on Amazon for like 40 bucks. So that's what I'm going to order now to replace, so I don't have to keep going to get this guy every time I need to do this. But yeah, that's about it. All I got to do is take the front cover and get the cam out of this thing. Ken over at Total Engine wants the cam so he can make sure everything fits good. And then Janderson heads, he is doing my cylinder heads. And I am going to run the 243s. I know in the beginning of this video I said that they were less compression. They are not. So I am going to run those. He's going to do a sweet port job on them. Hopefully save me a little, let me run a little less boost and go just as fast as I was before. So that is my plan right now. Just going to yank the cam out of this guy and get going with that. Well, that's going to about wrap up this one. So I got all the motors taken apart, all the motors and everything moved around. It seemed like I just got parts and parts and parts galore up in the shop. But I got all these rods and pistons taken apart for the new motor. So Ken over at Total Engine Service going to give me a little cleanup on all that stuff while he cleans up the block. And then Janderson Head's going to do the head work for me. So everything is coming together so far, getting all the parts delivered. Pulled this big old camshaft out of there. My, I want to call it a secret, but I don't even know what it is, so can't really call it that. But yeah, everything's moving along good. I'm very happy with it. Hopefully we'll start seeing some parts coming back here in the next month and a half. I'll be in Florida a little like maybe 3 weeks from now. So hopefully when I get back, it's time to start building another motor. I hate to say it. I did not want to build another motor until I was doing a built one, but SBE life, I guess. So everything's going well. I might do a little cleanup and repaint work under the engine bay of this thing since just a year of abuse, but actually it looks pretty good for all the Florida nonsense and taking engines out by hand and doing a whole bunch of ghetto stuff. It still looks pretty dang clean. And overall, super stoked with the rear mount radiator. I'll make a little video on how I got all that stuff working awesome. But yeah, that's gonna wrap up this video, guys. I appreciate you watching. And we actually just hit 1,000 subs, so thank you to everyone out there watching, supporting the videos, liking, commenting, subscribing. It means the whole world to me, so I'm super happy about that. Less than a year, actually, too, which some people probably do it way faster, but means a lot. Thanks, guys.